2023 has been a very good year for the crypto market so far. A lot of money has been made. However, there is always an opportunity to make more money in the cryptoverse. And that's why today I'm coming at you guys with our top 5 altcoin lists for the month of May. Some of these trades are narrative trades. Some of these trades are technical breakout trades. But either way, there are 5 specific altcoins that I do think are going to return some outsized gains this month. And we're going to break all that down in today's video. Now coming in at spot number 5, we have Arbitrum. This is the largest layer 2 on Ethereum with over $3 billion in total value locked on its native chain. And we did actually talk about Arbitrum last month as making for a very good trading opportunity. And you can see here that on April 12th, it was trading around $1.17 per token. And by April 18th, it was trading at $1.78 per token, effectively meaning had you bought 1,000 Arbitrum following our video, you could have made a nice $600 USD profit within just about a week's time period, even less. And since we made that video, there was actually a lot of controversy surrounding Arbitrum. However, I do see it coming back up on a very clear level of support, and I do believe it is primed for yet another breakout move in the upcoming month. So we're going to start off with exactly what happened last month and why Arbitrum, and more specifically, the Arbitrum Foundation took a lot of heat from Arbitrum holders. And then we're going to cover why I think that fundamentally this layer 2 is still very undervalued at the moment in terms of its market cap. So effectively what happened here was they had a special grants program in which they tried to pass a proposal allowing the foundation to spend 750 million ARB tokens valued at around $1 billion to basically fund these special grants for developers to build out on the chain. And taking a look at the proposal, you can see here that 76.67% of people holding ARB voted against this going through, 12.54% voted for it, and 10.79% voted to abstain. So effectively, over 3/4 of Arbitrum holders and the circulating tokens voted against this going through. And despite that, the Arbitrum Foundation still went ahead and sold these tokens. Now, this is what actually led to the sell-off we saw on Arbitrum here down to $1.16, $1.17, which is where I thought it would be a very good idea to capitalize, because the general thesis was that it was not only retail selling based on the FUD, this was also the foundation selling to go ahead and fund their special grants program. And this led me to believe that we would see a local bottom on Arbitrum, as now everybody would have dumped from the airdrop, and we also saw the foundation dumping to fund special development on the chain. So that did make for a very clean trade opportunity, and we're really not that far off that price once again, currently sitting at about $1.32. But this is where the fundamental side of things do kind of come into play for Arbitrum. So first of all, in terms of the story, we actually saw the Arbitrum co-founder talk a bit from the foundation that it will give regular transparency reports regarding its operations and the use of the treasury. I, as a community member, think the place where this ended is even better, and the community seems happy, and I also think, transparency and accountability is a great thing. So it appears that moving forward, the Arbitrum team is saying they will be much more transparent with their DAO governance votes, and I don't think it will be a big issue moving forward, as people that held throughout the controversy were rewarded with a very nice gain on this run up to $1.78 back in April. Now, additionally, from a fundamental perspective, I do believe that Arbitrum is also undervalued at the moment. So to understand why, we have to take a look at the tokenomics. The initial supply cap of Arbitrum is a $10 billion float. And of this 10 billion Arbitrum, there is currently a circulating supply of basically 1.2 billion. So what this means is that Arbitrum currently has a market cap of 1.679 mil, despite having a fully diluted market cap of over 13 billion. Sorry, it's not 1.679 mil, that's 1.679 bill. And effectively, if we actually just take a look at the total value locked on the Arbitrum blockchain, that comes in at 3.05 billion. This effectively means that Arbitrum's actual market cap is trading at about a 40% discount to its TVL on the chain, and this does lead me to believe that it is undervalued when compared to a lot of other altcoins out there. So we can take, for example, something like Ethereum, which has about, let's see at the moment how much Ether has in terms of TVL on the chain. Right now, Ether has 51.64 billion in TVL on the chain, and it's trading north of a 225 billion $2 market cap. So if we look at Arbitrum in terms of its market cap versus TVL valuation, not to mention the fact that it is the largest Ether layer 2 blockchain, and it's not even close. I mean, Arbitrum comes in here with 3.05 bill in TVL, and then you have Optimism down here in 7th with 927 mil. So much bigger than its competitors in size, and I do believe that it is going to make for a very good trading opportunity for the upcoming month. Now, coming in 4th place, we have Quant. I talk about Quant on the channel pretty frequently. This is my favorite altcoin, and I do think it has the potential to reach a 5-figure price target. So just a quick kind of like synopsis on why I am so bullish on this project. The Quant token essentially powers the Quant Overledger, and Overledger enables financial institutions and governments to build dApps on any blockchain, and they offer some of the biggest solutions that are kind of holding back traditional finance at the moment with their technology. They allow the tokenization of funds and alternative assets, central bank digital currencies, the ability to create next-gen payment systems, build multi-distributed ledger technology applications, as well as the ability to connect to multiple enterprise systems. So taking a look right off the bat at what they offer just for financial institutions alone, you can see here that on the Quant Overledger, you can build things such as digital currencies, payment systems, supply chains, capital markets, and you can see these are just things that are going to have massive use cases and demand as finance does become more digitized. Now, additionally, taking a look at Gilbert Verdian, he is the CEO of Quant. And this man has a stacked resume with tons of connections that you do want to see for a project that is targeting major governments and financial institutions. So taking a look alone here at Gilbert Verdian's experience, we can see that he actually worked as a CISO at Vocalink, a MasterCard company. He was a security lead at the Ministry of Justice UK. He worked on security projects and programs for HSBC. He worked in the office of the CTO for HM Treasury, as well as a consultant and senior manager security at Ernst & Young. Now, in terms of his volunteering, he is currently a member board of directors for the Digital Pound Foundation. He worked with the Federal Reserve on the Fed Payments Improvement Community, as well as the Secure Payments Task Force. He worked with the Bank of England, the EU Blockchain Observatory, and Forum member. And he has a ton of connections that do lead me to believe Quant is going to play a major role in the future of finance, especially with the use cases of the Overledger technology like CBDCs and tokenization of alternative assets. Now, here's where we got to talk about the Quant token, and that's because the Quant token is what powers the underlying Overledger technology. And we can see here, based on their frequently asked questions page, that Gilbert Verdian says the Quant team has no interest in promoting the token as a cryptocurrency. They're aiming for financial institutions, governments, and corporates. With an incredibly thin supply of 14.8 mil in Quant, and we have a huge total addressable market cap that is really targeting these big money players, I think it's safe to say that they don't care too much about retail. They have their eyes set on a much bigger prize, and that makes me very bullish on this project as a whole. And we can see here that the Quant utility token is effectively used for enterprise licenses, developer licenses, platform fees, identity verification, and transaction processing via the Quant Overledger, effectively meaning that the growth in Quant Overledger usage also does equate to more demand for the Quant token. And to really gain a better perspective of just how scarce this token is, we're going to go ahead and compare Quant to Bitcoin. And you can see that if Quant had Bitcoin's market cap of 558 bill, that one Quant would be worth $38,000. And this is not to say that Quant is going to hit Bitcoin's market cap anytime soon. What I am saying is that everybody praises Bitcoin for having that 21 million total supply. Quant has a 14.8 mil total supply with tons of utility packed in as well. And that is why, if you watch our previous videos on this project, I do have a 5-figure price target on this altcoin. Now, that's kind of longer term, but in the shorter term, Quant also is coming up on a very strong level of support, in my opinion, one that we have talked about multiple times on the channel as a strong trading opportunity. And that is the $100 mark right here. So we can see that if we actually take a look at the range here, we can see that $100 has historically historically been a very strong money-making area for this project. You could have swung it back here in 2022 for a 30% move from 100 up to 130. Then here it made for a nice 126% move from 100 up to about 228 at its peak. Then here, once again, this was in December, actually leading into the new year. Quant ran all the way up from 100 to 160, another swing of 60%. Once again, we actually saw back here in March, it went down to about 105, not exactly 100, but then rallied another 25% more or less up above $130. You can see here that once again, Quant is slowly creeping back down to that $100 area. If it does make its way back down to that level, I will be keeping my eye on this project as a nice trading opportunity for the month of May. Now moving into spot number 3, we have Polygon, otherwise known as Matic, and this is one of those layer 2s that has been a very solid performer even throughout the bear market. Now Polygon, I do want to talk about this project as they did recently launch their ZK EVM, and effectively this is a zero knowledge scaling solution that is equivalent to the Ethereum virtual machine. Now besides ZK EVM, which effectively does allow Ethereum scalability and performance, you can see here that it offers a ton of benefits like low cost, high performance, EVM equivalence, and security. And the way this effectively works is by batching up a bunch of transactions, putting it on the layer 2 chain and bundling it up into one transaction, and then putting it back down to the layer 1 block after the proof is verified on the chain. Effectively, it rolls up a lot of transactions that would otherwise congest the network, converts it into one transaction, making Ethereum both faster and cheaper to transact on. Besides that, Polygon does also have their very own blockchain in terms of their proof of stake chain. And last but not least, they do also have the ability to stake via the Ethereum chain, offering a 4.739% APY. So very nice for passive income. And Polygon is another one of those projects where the team does just continue to build nonstop. They have some very impressive partnerships here. And in terms of the actual DeFi chains, we can see that the Polygon POS chain is currently ranked 5th amongst all blockchains in terms of that TVL. So the Polygon team has definitely been very good at really giving this project a lot of attention and putting it on the map. Oh, that's my fault. They're actually down in 6th place at the moment, but still sitting comfortably in the top 10. And I think one thing that Polygon is very well known for is their brand awareness. We can see here they have partnerships with some big names, including DraftKings, Nothing, Stripe, Reddit, Walt Disney, Adidas, the National Football League, Starbucks, Adobe, as well as Meta. Adobe. And we can also see here that recently, as of April 28th, it was announced that Google Cloud is set to optimize Polygon's new ZK EVM scaling performance in a multi-year agreement. So Google also sees the potential in Polygon, not the proof of stake chain, not their Matic token on the Ethereum chain or their staking, but actually the new ZK EVM. And this is what I am looking forward towards as well. I think this will be a serious competitor to the current leader, which is Arbitrum. As Polygon has shown, they do have the ability to build a lot of usable technology, make it user friendly, and really bring it to the masses through their very strong partnerships. And that is why Polygon is coming in at spot number 3 on this list. Now, coming in at spot number 2, we have none other than Cronos coin, and this is one of my favorite altcoins as well on the channel. CRO coin has seen a lot of news come out for the project this coming month, currently sitting at about 7 cents, and I do think that this project does deserve to be trading at least at the 10-cent mark. Now, I kind of want to talk about what happened just recently with this project. We actually covered it in yesterday's video. And that's the fact that the Crypto.com CEO actually did confirm that they are looking to once again buff the Crypto.com Visa program. Now, the Crypto.com Visa program, in my opinion, is very bullish for the price action of CRO coin, and that's simply because it incentivizes people to actually lock up their CRO and hold it to maintain the benefits of this Visa. So we can see here that you actually have to lock up 4,000 USD for the Royal Indigo and Jade Green, 40,000 200,000 USD worth of CRO for the Frosted Rose Gold and Icy White, and 400,000 USD worth of CRO for the Obsidian Black. Now at current prices, assuming about 7 cents, I mean the Royal Indigo and Jade Green, you have to lock up 51,000 CRO. The Frosted Rose Gold and Icy White was over 500,000 CRO, and for the Obsidian Black card, you have to lock up over 5 million CRO to get this Visa, offering some very nice cashback at 2, 3, and 5% respectively. And you can see here that if you actually go ahead and unlock your CRO after this 6-month mandatory period, you lose a ton of the benefits associated with the card. So you're not only encouraged to buy CRO, but actually encouraged to hold CRO to receive the full slew of these benefits. Now, in its current state, I do believe the visas are very impressive in terms of what they offer. However, we just heard from the Crypto.com CEO. He says, and I quote in an AMA, "You can count on us to adjust the benefits or add new benefits as the market recovers." I think that any sort of visa buffs here would be a very bullish catalyst for CRO coin, not to mention the fact that we saw 2 other pretty big pieces of news come out of the project this month. So number one is that Cronos Labs is collaborating with AWS on their startup program, and this is kind of an attempt to bring more total value locked and more transactions back to Cronos, and more growth and adoption for Cronos does and should also translate into more adoption of CRO coin itself. Now, additionally, we have spoken this previous month about the burn proposal that was launched, and effectively it shows you that the Crypto.com team is looking to actually take a portion of the CRO that it would instead be brought back into the float and looking to actually burn it in a community pool. Now, all in all, I'm not super impressed with this burn proposal, as it's only looking to take out an estimated 100 million CRO per year, and given the fact that we're looking at a 30 billion total supply, I think that the burn has to be a lot more significant than that. However, it does go to show you that the team is really looking at exploring burn potential for this token, and I think that there are just a lot of catalysts coming up for this project if the team does execute on potentially a bigger burn, if we can see more use cases between and more adoption really with the partnership between Amazon and Cronos, and especially if we see a Visa buff, which I don't expect anytime soon, but I think that will act as a massive catalyst whenever it does come our way. Now, coming in at spot number 1 here, we have XRP. And I'm not really going to spend too much time on spot number 1 because the thesis here is quite simple. If XRP wins the lawsuit, I think it is going to absolutely explode from where it is at the moment. They have been fighting this lawsuit with the SEC since December of 2020, and the more it drags on, the more I do think that XRP has been suppressed. And if they can manage to pull this out of the bag and actually get a win in this lawsuit, I think this altcoin is going to explode. I'm talking like at least a nice double up based on the news, as this lawsuit has been going on now for just about 2.5 years. Now, besides the lawsuit, we see that the XRP ledger does continue to chug along here in terms of its growth, in terms of the on-chain activity, the transactions, the volume, and we can actually see here in terms of their on-demand liquidity, which is what Ripple actually uses for their cross-border payments, and this is for their bigger like institutional customers. We can see here that XRP, the sales by Ripple net of purchases were 361 mil versus 226 mil in the previous quarter. So yes, Ripple is selling XRP, but that is only in connection with ODL transactions, as it does continue to see very robust growth. And I do think that despite the fact the lawsuit has been going on, that XRP does have a lot of other catalysts for it going on like an international basis, as Ripple is a global company. But again, if we do see a conclusion of the lawsuit in the favor of Ripple, I think XRP will see an instant and very explosive move based on this news. So without further ado, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. You know what to do. If you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute champion. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below and claim that champion status. I hope you are all having an amazing day, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.